when you call my name. You devil, you. I've been burning down since you came around. You devil, you. Hearing those sweet lies spoken in my eye, but I can't see through. It's not true love, it's hell of love. You devil,
you. Spain is the best. Spanish audiences are the best. It's really a dream come true for me to be able to come here and play. The thing I really love about Spain and Spanish audiences is rock and roll never goes out of style in Spain. It's the Spanish love rock and roll. They love American music, Memphis music, music that comes from the blues and rhythm and blues and country music, all that. I call all that rock and roll. You put all that together, it's just rock and roll. And Spanish people love that, and I love the Spanish people for that, because that's what I play. And when I come here, I have the best audiences. People know my songs, and they know some of the words. I look out, see them singing the words, and it doesn't happen everywhere, you know. It doesn't happen everywhere in the States. It doesn't happen everywhere in Europe, but it happens in Spain. And for me, I've been doing this a long time, and that is very rewarding, very gratifying. And it means a lot to me, so I really appreciate the Spanish audiences.
you devil, you. It's not from above, this hell of love. You devil, you. You devil, you devil, you.
I have this other band called Motel Mirrors with my friend Amy Levere. She's an upright bass player and a singer. She has her own career. She's a great songwriter and an artist. And she's married to Will Sexton, who's a very well-known guitarist from Austin, Texas. And we have this band together, Motel Mirrors. It started out Amy and myself doing duets, singing together. And then we did an EP, a 10-inch vinyl EP a couple years ago. And now we have a new full-length album. It's not out yet. We hope to have it out by the spring of 2017. And so that's what we're working on now. But I really enjoy that project because it allows me to you write differently for a female voice and a male voice. It's a challenge. It's interesting for me to write that, or to select cover songs that work with that duet situation. And also I really enjoy it because it's collaborative. We write together, and whereas with my career, I just write everything myself usually. But with Motel Mirrors, we write together, and it's very. I love the band. It's great. I love playing with those guys.
I never knew I could walk this way. I never knew how you haunt my day. I never knew how I miss you again. Oh, and I never knew I could long like this. I never knew something so wrong seemed so right. I never knew someone like you could keep me up at night, every night. Got to stop coming around before I let my baby down. I never knew something so wrong seemed so right.
Well, that was a life-changing experience for me. Roland was the house guitarist at Sun Studio in the 50s. He played on all the Jerry Lee Lewis records and Billy Lee Riley and all these classic records. And then he was an engineer and a producer for all of the, ever since then. And when we made the record, he was 79 years old and had not made a commercially released record in some time. And he was a little bit forgotten. Like, people didn't really know he was there, and that studio, Sam Phillips Recording Service was the studio that he was working at. That's the studio that Sam Phillips built when he sold Sun Studio in 1960. He opened Sam Phillips Recording, which was bigger. It was like his dream studio. And Roland worked there from 1983 until he died in 2013. But he passed away right after we made the record. But he was amazing. I learned so much from him. He was such a generous spirit and so humble, so modest. And he taught us a lot of those old techniques. I tried to learn the old recording techniques. I like to record analog, no digital. We don't use computers. We record on tape. And it's like shooting a movie on film or taking photos with film. It's more expensive, but it's worth it because you can't get that effect digitally. So Roland was all about. He didn't have a computer in the studio. He didn't know how to use one. It was all tape, and so it was a very spiritual and musical experience for me working with him. And I think about him every time I set foot in the studio. I think about Roland James. Scotty Moore is one of those guitar players like Chuck Berry or any number of the early Bo Diddley, none of the early rock and roll guys that invented certain things, certain styles and certain licks that are just essential to rock and roll. And I learned them, growing up and when I got interested in that music, and it comes out in my own music. Every time I pick up a guitar, at some point I'm going to play a Scotty Moore lick. I can't help it. It's part of my vocabulary as a musician. It's the same way Chuck Berry is. And Scotty's style was very unique because this is very Memphis. Memphis music is a mixture of white, black, country, blues, soul, and I put all that together, it's rock and roll, and then it comes from Memphis. Scotty Moore was a country guitar player, and he was trying to play like Chet Atkins or Merle Travis, but because he was from Memphis and he was surrounded by the blues, it came out rock and roll in his own unique style. They just shot a movie in Memphis, a television show called $1 Million Quartet about Sun Records. It's a drama, and I got to appear in a couple of scenes, but the actor that plays Scotty Moore is a local Memphis musician, a young guy named Will Tucker. He was in the band that night, so he's a great musician. He learned all of Scotty's. He's a kid. He's like 22, but he learned all of Scotty's licks. He's a really talented kid. So it was a special night. It was I really enjoyed getting to do that. My next project, well, Moto Mirrors have a new record that's not out yet. It hopefully will be out in the spring. And then I am in the middle of working on my new record. We have it recorded pretty much. There's just finishing a few things and then we have to mix it. But hopefully that will be out by the summer or fall of next year. So I'll have 2 records out next year, basically. And I also, for the first time, I'm planning on producing some other artists. I've decided I want to be a producer and get into that. I've become very active and involved with the Memphis studio scene.
Should ever have let myself let go. Oh, but I know I never should ever have made myself say no. Yesterday I was another man. Now I'm staring at the ceiling fan. 'Cause everything's different now.
Saludo para el Transistor. Everything's different now.